One of cricket's greatest showmen has made his final bow, the man who revolutionised England's fast bowling. He became the first fast bowler to deliver an astonishing 40,000 balls in a Test cricket career. Let's look at the best moments from England's premier fast bowler and swing king, James Anderson. In this special tribute, you're going to see one of the best spells of fast bowling. So get your popcorn and pints ready, this is going to be special. The 2013 Ashes series was a fiercely contested battle. The first Ashes test at Trent Bridge delivered one of the best matches. England batted first but posted a subpar total of 215 runs. But England excelled with the ball due to one man, James Anderson. The spearhead of the attack bowled a spell of fast bowling that will be remembered for years. His ability to swing the ball both ways at speed, combined with his pinpoint accuracy and control, proved to be the downfall of the Australian batting order. The first wicket was the Australian captain, Michael Clarke, who was bowled for a duck. Anderson bowled a beautiful ball on off-stump and got some sharp movement that left Clarke deceived. He missed the ball, which cannoned into the off-stump. England gained momentum as they made inroads into the Australian top order thanks to good work by fellow bowler Stephen Finn. Anderson's second wicket was Chris Rogers, who was trapped in front of the stumps after scoring 16 runs. Setting Rogers up with a series of outside-off deliveries, Anderson then bowled a straight one that angled in. Rogers fell over his front leg somewhat and missed the ball, which possibly looked like it angled in too much. Rogers went for the DRS review, but the on-field decision from umpire Dharmasena stood. For wicket number 3, the talented Steve Smith was caught by the keeper for 53. Bowling with precision, Anderson delivered a ball outside off. Smith had been looking solid and dominating, but he totally missed this one on the drive and feathered through to the keeper for a very important wicket. Wicket number 4 for Anderson was a great moment for the wicketkeeper Pryor as Peter Siddle was caught for one. Anderson bowled a back of a length ball just outside off-stump that shaped away just enough to bring an edge. Matt Pryor, diving to his right, took a stunning one-handed catch. Anderson's fifth wicket was Mitchell Starc, who feathered behind for the keeper, scoring a duck. Anderson had secured a 5-wicket haul of the highest quality. Not only this, but the Australian innings was wrapped up and England had fought back in the game. A top performance with the bat had then set Australia a challenging target of 311 runs to win the game. Enter the king of swing. Chris Rogers was Anderson's first scalp. A very important wicket because he was going well with a half-century. He was caught by Bell for 52. Rogers was showing good form in the second innings and crashed 8 boundaries up to this point. But instead of flicking a ball through mid-wicket, he lollipopped one to short mid-wicket, where Ian Bell could not miss. After good work by the other England bowlers, Anderson got stuck into the middle order and tail. The young debutant, Ashton Agar, who had surprised the masses with the bat in the first innings, was undone by Anderson in the second. He was caught at slip by Alistair Cook for 14. Anderson's third wicket was Mitchell Starc, who was caught by Cook at slip for 1. Next to go was Peter Siddle, and arguably the catch of the match by Cook at slip for just 11 runs. Anderson bowled an outside-off delivery that was aggressively driven by Siddle, but he caught a thick edge that went flying to slip. Cook dived to his right and plucked the ball out of the air, eliciting an emotional response from the England bowler and players. A valiant innings by Brad Haddin that nearly led to an Australian victory ended as he was caught by Pryor for 71. Anderson's outside-off delivery was slightly feathered to keep Pryor, and England went straight to review, which confirmed the contact with the bat. This wicket sealed England's victory in a thrilling contest and sparked wild celebrations among the English players and fans. James Anderson's terrific 5 for 73 gave him an overall match haul of 10 for 158, which featured in the top 10 best test match bowling displays at Trent Bridge. Given the circumstances, it was probably even better than his performance against Pakistan at this venue 3 years ago due to the nature of the opposition and match scenario. A crucial match took place at Lord's in 2017 during the third test between England and the West Indies. Both teams posted low scores in their first innings, so the game could have gone in any direction. The West Indies in their second innings had an opportunity to post a series-winning score, but it was not going to be straightforward against England's swing bowlers. Let's jump to the action, and first up, a historic moment for our England legend. For the first wicket, Craig Brathwaite was bowled by Anderson for 4. Anderson had delivered an in-swinger that Brathwaite played all around, crashing into the middle stump. This was the 500th Test wicket of James Anderson, and another huge milestone for the bowler. It was a feat only achieved by the great fast bowlers Courtney Walsh and Australian Glenn McGrath at the time. Anderson's longevity was due to his excellent fitness and bowling consistency, which helped him achieve this feat. Anderson's second wicket was Kieran Powell, who was bowled by Anderson for 45. Powell was looking good for a half-century, but Anderson delivered a ball around the middle stump and got some lateral deviation to clip the off-bail. It was another brilliant wicket for number 501. The third wicket was Roston Chase, caught by the wicketkeeper Bairstow for 3. This time, a more classic fast bowler's delivery just outside off found a regulation edge to the keeper. Jermaine Blackwood was wicket number 4 as he was caught behind for 5. The ball was a bit shorter of a length outside of the off stump. Blackwood, a bit carelessly, hung his bat away from his body for an edge to the keeper. Shea Hope, a dangerous player for the West Indies, had been in excellent form heading into this game. After a good knock with 9 cracking boundaries, he was caught behind by the keeper for 62. He had scored a double hundred in the previous game, which helped the Windies tie the series 1-1. In this innings, he looked to be the West Indies anchor, but Anderson, who was bowling a combination of full and good-length balls, got a delivery to pitch on the off and swing away a little. The batsman was squared up and the ball caressed the outside edge to the keeper. A couple of balls later, wicket number 6 followed as Devendra Bishu was bowled by Anderson for a duck. The West Indian spinner's weak defence was exposed here. The ball was directed at off-stump and shaped away past Bishu's bat to hit off-stump. The West Indies had collapsed. Anderson's final wicket was Kemar Roach, bowled Anderson for 3. There was added icing on the cake as he beat his career-best bowling figures of 7 for 43 by just 1 run. It was one of the best bowling performances by an English bowler against the West Indies. Dare you give me a better one? Drop me a comment and let's check it out. India had vastly improved their test match credentials leading up to their tour of England in the autumn of 2018. They had previously thrashed England 4-0 in the 2016-17 series and had followed up with victories against Australia and Sri Lanka at home. But there were questions about their away form, and they were outmatched earlier in the year against South Africa. The second test at Lord's between England and India featured a phenomenal spell of fast bowling. India won the toss and chose to bat first, thinking it would be advantageous. However, the overcast skies and the swinging ball might just tell a different story. Enter James Anderson and a swinging cricket ball. The first wicket was Murali Vijay, who was bowled for a duck. Anderson opened his spell with a wicket in the very first over of the innings. It was a full ball on the stumps, but because there was away swing, Vijay could not defend it. Next was KL Rahul, caught Bairstow, bowled Anderson for 8. A good length ball took the outside edge even though Rahul made a good stride forward. In a rain-soaked day 2, play was only possible intermittently, but Anderson was always going to look dangerous regardless of the scenario. The third wicket fell as many Indian batters were departing. Ajinkya Rahane, who had offered some resistance, was caught by Cook for 18. Rahane's back foot play was initially keeping him out of trouble, but he wasn't tested as much outside off-stump. The slight movement away from the corridor of uncertainty caused the regulation edge to slip, which Alistair Cook handled expertly. Kuldeep Yadav, the Indian spinner, was the 4th wicket trapped in front for a duck. He didn't have any idea how to deal with the middle and off delivery that straightened in the channel and was trapped plumb in front of the wicket. Anderson completed his 5-wicket haul with the scalp of tail ender Ishant Sharma, who was also trapped in front of the stumps for a duck. In response to the poor 107 runs all out by India, England piled up a total of 396 for 7 wickets, declared to build a healthy lead. Their tormentors were the Magic Anderson and Broad partnership once again. Anderson took the scalps of the openers once again as Murali Vijay was caught behind for a duck. The angled ball rising off length caught the inside edge beautifully to the keeper. This marked another landmark of 100 Test wickets at Lord's for Anderson. It was an unprecedented feat for any bowler, and Anderson, with his accuracy and control, was rightfully at the top of the list. The second wicket was KL Rahul in Anderson's third over, trapped in front for 10. Anderson fired a delivery that cut into the batsman and struck him on the knee, giving Anderson his second wicket in his third over. Indian wickets tumbled as partner Broad and Wokes inflicted more damage. Anderson's third victim was Kuldeep Yadav, who was bowled for a duck. Kuldeep was a little unlucky with an inside edge onto his stumps after he tried to jab the ball through the cover. But this left a gap between bat and pad, and the delivery from Anderson was an outswinger to the left-hander outside off. The fourth wicket was that of Mohammad Shami, the Indian pacer who was trapped in front for a duck. It was an in-swinging delivery on the off-stump that Shami tried to swat, but missed completely as it hit his back leg. Anderson's terrific second innings bowling gave him a very impressive match haul of 9 wickets for 43 runs. His ability to swing the ball both ways with pinpoint accuracy was too much for the Indian batsman to handle. An interesting fact that probably no one knew was that it was the third shortest test in the country over the last 100 years, with just 170.3 overs bowled. We have had the pleasure of witnessing a legend break records and consistently deliver top-tier test match bowling. Which bowling spell did you prefer, and do you believe these were Anderson's best ever performances? Drop us a like and comment if you enjoyed the video. For our next video, we have another fantastic profile of one of your favorite cricketers to enjoy right here on Cricket Crafter Player Compilations.